everyone, welcome to my channel. It's called AgileSeeker, and we're here talking with interesting people about interesting stuff. And today's my guest is Cristian Nadu, efficiency and productivity coach. Am I getting correct, Cristian?
Yes, it's correct. It's correct, Arman.
Yeah, very good.
Basically, in a few words, what I do, I work with entrepreneurs and I help them to build systems and habits so they can maximize their time, energy, and focus towards building their businesses and also designing their lives.
Yeah, one thing that I would like to start our talk with is that I read on your LinkedIn page, there was a very good quote that I help tech entrepreneurs sharpen their discipline and focus so they can crush their revenue goals. So I like this quote a lot, and I just wanted at the end of our talk, I think I will get the more deeper understanding of what you are doing and how are you doing without like solding out some secrets. So I'm not standing in this. So first question that has arisen me as like independent listener: why coaching? What drives you to start everything? Why are you doing this?
Well, I'm going to give you the short version because it took me a while to get into coaching. So basically, when I was 25, I had a business that crashed and burned really bad, and then I was at a really low point of my life. And basically what happened is that it took me a while to get back to normal, to get back to, well, this basically happened in 2010. When the crisis hit and everything, so I was moneyless, I was jobless, and I was at my lowest point. But this actually didn't discourage me, so I went on. I managed to get back on my feet, started working in IT, and well, at some point, some friends of mine always told me that I'm really ambitious, but to be honest with you, it was not ambition, actually. It was the fact that I always knew what I wanted to do and the fact that I always had a plan, okay? So whenever you have a plan and you know what your goals are, it's way easier to reach them, okay? And, well, I shared this with my friends and I started helping them reach their goals, of course, with advice in the beginning. So that's when that was the first time when I actually coached people without knowing that I was coaching them. I was in my head, I was giving them advice. And basically, coaching you can also see as a small part of coaching is helping people, giving them advice. And then when I saw my friends having results and reaching their goals, and when I saw them being happy and coming back and thanking me, I don't know, I felt something like, oh my God, this is something that I really want to do. So at that point, I found someone that was helping people get into coaching. So I got a mentor, and yeah, this is how I got into coaching.
Okay, very good story. Actually, very motivating if we think it in a way that it starts from a bottom, as I understand. Like as you said, you're jobless, and it's something that you proxied on your life, and you started from yourself as a setting a goal and reaching it out. So I do believe that the coaching itself is something that we can make a projection on ourselves, first of all, and then we can give us some advice to some people.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, I don't think that you can be really good in a specific, I don't know, in any area of your life if you haven't been through some hard times. If you haven't seen how it is to, not necessarily reach bottom, but at least understand how things work. Because yeah, if you have everything on your plate, most likely you won't struggle, and the struggles are the things that makes us well, powerful.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Is that experience is everything, and like you should pass through it to be able to advise something. So going further from like your conscious experience of being coach, of being advisor for your friends, for your relatives, as you're saying. But what about your professional experience when you like already decide for yourself that, Cristian, this is what I want to do for life, this is my end goal? How was your first experience as being a coach when you like already confirm in your mind that I am a coach, I help people to crush their goals? How was your first experience when it's already goes outside from giving advice to a friend to something to more business related, something more tangible, you mean?
Yeah, I know, great question actually. Okay, so in the program that I was with these mentors, in the beginning, the first clients that I got on board, I was still working a full-time job. My first clients, I actually took them on for free because I wanted to make sure that I am able to deliver on my promises, and also I can help people that are basically strangers, people that I met online, because what I do only online coaching. So my first client was a guy from the US, and my second client was a student with ADHD from France. So these were my first two clients. And well, what can I say? It's a bit harder when you work with someone and they don't, well, when you're doing it for free, they they don't have that much motivation to implement the things that you want. So whenever things get hard, the fact that they don't have any stakes in the game makes it a little bit harder. And to me, it was like, if I'm able to help these people that actually, they're not, they didn't even paid me, then for sure I can help people that actually really need help and also are willing to pay to get help. So yeah, this was my first experience. And well, you know what, it worked out. Actually, it really worked out. I still the first client from the US still sends me messages every now and then thanking me that I helped him for free, and shows his appreciation, I think, on a regular basis.
Okay, so I think we can describe this that the first experience was a little bit long term. So as up to now, you are like getting some messages. There is some long term bonding with the clients for whom you provided some services, some coaching, some advices, maybe some tips or something like this.
Well, Arman, you have to understand that once you start working with someone, once you work with someone for, usually I work with my clients for a minimum of 3 months. Once you work with someone for 3 months, and in order for the coaching, for the relationship to work, you need to be really open. Myself as a coach and you as a client. And if you won't be 100% honest and open with me, most likely it won't work. Okay, because you need to, first of all, admit that you have a problem, and then you need to face your struggles and face your problems in a real way, for me to be able to come in and help you. So I can proudly say that I have this kind of bond with most of my clients. And yeah, not only with the first ones, but with most of the clients that I work with. Since I'm still working one-on-one for now, we develop this kind of bond.
Yeah, very good, very good. Thank you. So one thing very interesting that I listened from your answer is that the people should be really coachable, and there is very much depends on the person who is coaching. And there is always that I'm listening in my entire career, in my experience in project management, in coaching, in some way in agile coaching, is that there is a plenty amount of soft skills that coach should possess. And many people have very interesting understanding of soft skills. They think that it's something that cannot be developed. It is something that is built in the character. So a person is either born with some empathy or born with some ideas how can help some people, or it's something that can be developed and evolved throughout the time, throughout your experience, throughout your lifetime? Just wanted to know your opinion as a person who is like representing both of them. So you started as just a hobby, then you developed this as a business. So you are like representing two worlds. Your idea, is it something that is built, or you can like develop it through the time, whatever you need it for the exact job?
Well, it definitely helps if you're born with it. We have to admit the fact that people are different, and some people are born with some skills which others don't have. But I truly believe that if you really want something, if you really want to achieve a certain thing, if you're really passionate about something, then you can definitely go there. I'm going to give you just one example. Uh, I'm I think everyone heard about Andre Agassi, right? Well, have you read his book in which he tells
Unfortunately
about?
not.
Okay, well, in a nutshell, he was not a very talented tennis player. The only thing that made him the tennis player, the yeah, the athlete that he was the fact that he was working his ass off. Like he worked more than anyone on the field. And I can give you another example from my country. Probably you've heard of Simona Halep. The same thing. Simona Halep worked a lot. She doesn't have the height. She doesn't have the power. She doesn't have. If you look at her, she's not your normal female tennis player. And still, she was number one. And right now, she's in semifinals in Australian Open. So I truly believe that you can develop skills. Of course, uh, you would reach a certain point that you won't be able to, to go over it that point. But I think that every person is capable of being at least decent or even more than decent in almost any topic.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you because there is a very interesting saying that I truly believe is very true, is that talent is something you're born with, but skill is something that is developed from hours and hours of working and maybe a bit of luck, obviously. But there is always some hates that you can claim with your dedication, with your passion, with your work rate. A very good example, maybe for a younger generation, I do consider myself already more older generation than many others, is Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, for example, if you look at him, if you listen to his story, he was someone he's obviously always telling about himself that I was not the most talented in the teams, I was not the most promising player, but I always stayed like 3-4 hours after the training because I had a dedication. I wanted to develop something in my heart, and this is and we'll see how it happens, and we'll see where is Cristiano Ronaldo now. So I truly agree with you that this is something that we can work it out, and there is not like a limit built in inside. But the good, interesting point on the other hand is that the coaching itself, it depends on people. Yeah, because coaches are working with people with different characters, different habits. So I'm pretty much sure there was a lot of obstacles when you're coaching someone. So what kind of obstacles usually you face as a coach? I just want you to name just the biggest one. Yes, something that you can define as a repeating, as a recurring obstacle that you sometimes see in people when they interact with the coach, especially with the efficiency coach. And I will tell you as why I'm underlining the efficiency coach, because different people, they usually have different understanding about what is efficiency. Yeah, for example, for me, efficiency is like working 15 hours per day. Yeah, someone saying my efficiency is like when I earn $2,000 more than I was earning last year. So everyone has different metrics. So just what's your biggest challenge, biggest obstacles on overcoming this kind of clients? Let's call it like this.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's actually a really interesting question, a really good question. Um, the way that I have designed my program and the way that I'm working with my clients, so I design everything in a few steps that we go through together, me as a coach and you as a client. And the first step, and I think the most important one, is actually the first one, and the one in which we decide we're going to start working together. Okay. And usually this is when I decide if I'm going to take you on as a client, and you also decide if I'm a good fit for you, and what I have to offer is something that you need, and the value that the perceived value is high enough for you to get on board. Okay. I have to be honest with you. I I think around 50% of the people that I get on calls with, I refuse them because I feel it's not gonna work. Okay. You just have that feeling. You feel that if you have a connection with someone or not. Okay. It's really important to have that connection. So coming back to your question, I think that one of the biggest problems, if you want, even though I don't consider it a problem, is just a way of filtering, is to see if I have the connection with that person. First of all, if that person is, let's call it ambitious, really wants to achieve the things that he or she wants to achieve, uh, if he or she is willing to invest some time and some energy into achieving their goals. Third, it really comes down if I like their goals. For example, if someone is going to tell me that they want to be more efficient or they want to be more productive, and the final goal is something that I don't resonate with, I will also say no, because I cannot help someone that I cannot resonate with them, you know. So the main issues could be their goals. Okay. Also, if they have a big ego, because I think that, well, actually this is the first thing. Basically, people have big egos, let's be honest here. And I think that this is actually the first thing that I'm looking for, to see if they have that big ego, so they're coachable or not, you know. Because once I'm gonna be in a call with someone, and we're gonna start discussing about what are their main issues, and also what is keeping them from achieving their goals, and what are their goals, and so on and so forth. And you see that they're a little bit reluctant in telling you what their problems are, or they say, well, you know, I'm fine, I'm okay, actually it's not that bad, and so on. Then why are you here? Like, why are we having this conversation, you know?
So it's all
yeah.
about chemistry. It's all about, I guess, chemistry, about this connection with this.
Chemistry, connection, ego, but you know, it all comes down to the chemistry, because you can feel the person, you can feel that if you resonate. So for me, this is the most important thing. Once we discover that we resonate, and again, it's not only on a personal level, it's also about, I resonate with their goals, I really like their business, also, because working with entrepreneurs, I've encountered some entrepreneurs that I didn't like their businesses. So because I didn't like their businesses, I'm not saying they were, I don't know, shady things, or no, I just didn't resonate with what they were doing.
Yeah.
So because of this, I said, you know what, I'm not your guy. Sorry.
Okay, so it's very interesting actually what you say about the ego, because usually people are very emotional, and they always get frustrated when you are underlining that they have a problem. And this is I guess the first step when they are like coming to some kind of coach to learn something, to handle some issues in their professional lives, maybe in their personal lives. But the first step, I do agree with you, is that they should agree that they need help, that they are open for this. If they are closed for this, I don't think that there's ever possible any kind of program or any kind of person that is able to help them. I mean, is able to resonate with them. So it all ends up between like something that's as old as world. There's two people who just willing to work with each other and willing to understand each other. And I think this is the most nutshell of the coaching, where it just starts, just helping and understanding each other. So I perfectly understand what you're saying, and this is a very, very big issue. I do believe with this.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it also comes down to, because I've seen coaches that they really care about the business side of things, and all they want is more clients, more clients, more clients. And because of this, they don't care as much about the people. They care about the clients, but they don't care about the people. And in my opinion, this can be a real problem, because let me tell you something, Arman. If I'm gonna get you in my program and you won't be happy with what I have to offer, because I didn't do a really good screening in the beginning before inviting you to be part of my program, and before inviting you to work together, then the frustrations that you'll have, the fact that you'll be unhappy, you're gonna this also is gonna rub off on me. I'm gonna start losing a little bit of confidence, that okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. And I have to be honest, I had this with one client a while back, and it was really, really painful for me and for him. Why? Because we said, okay, let's give it a chance. We were not really 100% certain that we should work together, but he needed help. I said, okay, I know I can help you. I loved his business. Actually, I really loved his business. But after 1 month, we decided that it's not going to work for us. And I say, okay, we said we should move on. Everyone should move on with their lives. But the fact that we were really honest to each other from the beginning made things really simple, so everyone was happy at the end, in a way.
So at the end of the day, it's not for everyone. The coaching is not for everyone.
No. And I'm not saying that it was his fault. I'm not saying it was my fault. It was, we were not able to build that connection. Okay. And I could feel that whenever we were having our calls and whenever we were discussing, there was something missing. It was the trust and the openness, somehow.
Okay, agree. Very good, very good. Thanks. That's really actually what coaching is all about. It's about looking in the same direction. That's saying if there is no such bonding, I don't think that it's ever gonna work. Interesting stuff. Also, if you look in the LinkedIn, like if you just search in the LinkedIn or even in Google, let's now narrow down to LinkedIn. It will be easier. If you just search it, coach, it will bring you enormous amount of people. I mean, very much people is currently are wanting to become coaches, and it's like life coaches. Why not fitness coaches, which is a bit different stuff? Yeah, but agile coaches, professional coaches, growth coaches, whatever they call them, like it's people who are interacting with people. Yeah, and they should be able to transfer their knowledge to help people grow, whatever they whatever their goals are. Yeah. So, and a lot of people are asking, like, I want to become a coach. Yeah. So they feel in themselves that they have these abilities, they have this soft skill, they have this desire and passion for this. So you as experienced coach, what will be your, let's call it an advice, like for not saying younger generation, but the person who decided to go with this path, who I'm not afraid of this saying, like who wanted to sacrifice his personal like stuff for helping someone else to get better. And this is something that is always very important for me as also for, like, representative of this industry. What will be your advice for the people who's just starting? Let's imagine a person who is saying, yeah, he wake up in the morning and saying, yeah, I decided to become a coach. So what will be the first steps?
Well, I would ask him why. That's the first thing. Why?
Okay.
What is your why? Why do you want to be a coach? What fuels you? What drives you? Okay. Because I truly believe, and again, this is something that I've come across. I personally know a lot of coaches, fitness coaches, and from all spectrums. And I think that I would say, maybe it's a bit rough to say this, but I think that more than half of them don't know why they want to be coaches, and you can see this in the way that they communicate. Their desire is because some of them think it's cool, others think, oh, I'm gonna make some really quick money. Others say that I don't know, it's something that I see others doing, and I think it fits me and my personality. Is not okay. These things count, but you need to have a deeper why, because when things will start going south, when things will, because it's not all rainbows and butterflies. Let's be honest. I mean, this business
Yep.
is quite hard. You come across a lot of people. Some of them are really nice. Others are, you don't want to know. So you need to have a really big why behind your decision. Otherwise, you're going to get discouraged at some point, and pretty easy. And the problem is that not that you're going to get discouraged, but there are a few things also that someone that wants to go into coaching should consider. First of all, if they have a skill, sure, amazing, but they should also be willing to invest a lot of time into developing that skill further, right? So I don't know, read a lot, go and find out new information. For example, if you're a fitness coach, you should be up to date with everything that is in the fitness world, and also within the um, healthy dieting, whatever. You should really understand how things work, not only on a basic level, but on a deeper level.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree with you, and I think there is also one thing that people should understand with this. It's when you're a coach, so you are basically the how people treat coaches. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just like thinking out loud. Is that you are advising them how to unlock their inner potential. So you're helping them to achieve some certain goals, but not all people are ready for this, and not all people are able to reach them. But usually the first person whom they blame, it's not always themselves. I mean, very seldom people can, like, after a failure, and this is usually happens. Yeah, many people fail and they don't reach their goals. And usually the very few amount of people can stand in front of the mirror and say, I failed because I was bad or I was not dedicated enough. Usually they find some person whom they can blame for this, and 99% of time there will be a coach. Yeah, and
Okay.
so correct me if I'm wrong, but usually it happens like this.
No, yeah, well, I don't know about others. To me, it never happened so far. Even with the client that I told you, at some point, it was just that, okay, we didn't have that connection, but otherwise,
Yeah.
even in that month, he told me, like, you managed to deliver a lot of value, but for me, it's enough. Anyway, well, there are two things in your question that are really interesting. First of all, failure. We tend to have a really bad relationship with failure, and I really don't understand why. And this is one of the things that this is a topic that I discuss with my clients a lot, about failure, because we tend to see failure as something that we don't want in our lives, as something that is negative, and actually it's the exact opposite. Because when you fail, you learn. When you're doing things, when you manage to succeed, then it means that you already know things, right? So if you see failure as a mean of growing, well, that's something that you want. You want to grow, right? If you're not failing, you're not growing, and that's that. And I give this example a lot to all of my clients, and I say, okay, let's take Barcelona, for example, okay, and let's put them to play 10 matches against a team in third division in Romania. Probably they're gonna whoop their asses, like they're gonna beat them 10-0 every time without even breaking a sweat, right?
Yeah.
Now, take Barcelona and put them to play 10 matches against Real Madrid or Manchester United, whatever. They're gonna win some of them, they're gonna lose some of them. But when do you think these people when do you think the players are gonna grow, are gonna give their best? When they're playing against a third division team in Romania, or when they're playing against Real Madrid in the championship final?
Yeah, I got the point. Yeah. So if you want to grow, you need to work with the best. Something like you're gonna compete with someone.
And you need to accept failure as a part
Yeah.
of the process. And you need to accept failure as a part of the process. Failure is not something negative. It's negative if you want it to be negative. Uh, I think I made a video about this. If you, the only thing that you need to consider is the following: if you give your best, let's say that you have a goal, I don't know, whatever, to get a certain job or to start a business. If at the end of the day you failed, but you know that you give your absolute best, you did everything that was in your power, then just take that situation, learn from it, and next time do it better. But you should be proud of yourself. And
Mm.
I think, I'm not sure, well, definitely you've heard of, for example, athletes that say that, I don't know, they come in second place or in third place, and they say, well, I'm really happy because I know today I gave my best, and the guy or the girl that won was just better. But I know I gave my best, so I'm okay with what I did today. That you can consider failing. She failed or he failed to win first prize. But no, actually, that was the maximum that she or he could do at that point.
Yeah, but
Right?
at least
And
they give a try.
at least give it a try. And if you give it a try, give it your best.
Yeah.
Right? Don't just try it.
Just do for doing. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, and there was another thing that you asked me. So it was, failure is a trigger for me, because it's an ongoing topic that I always have with my clients, especially in the beginning, when they're so afraid of failing. I say, no, it's okay to fail, but if you fail, at least try your best, and learn from those mistakes, because we all do mistakes. So this was one thing, and there was another advice. Hmm?
Yeah, advice for the younger generation who is
Okay,
stepping in
so
the
advice.
field. And they are like, and also about the blaming the.
Okay, yeah. About people blaming the coaches. Well, here's the thing. If you're gonna start to find problems outside of yourself, then you definitely have a problem. And well, I don't think you will get too far in life, in my opinion. Maybe you will, I don't know. But
It's
it's
not the path.
yeah, you have to understand that whenever, okay, accepting the situations when you have no control over it. I don't know, meteorite hits the earth. Well, it is what it is. But otherwise, I truly believe that we have control of most aspects of our life. Starting with uh, what we decide to do in school. If we decide we're gonna learn and we're gonna study, and what we're gonna study, and coming down to, I don't know, having another beer in the bar or going to bed earlier. So if you, for example, if you feel tired and if you feel that you don't have energy, it's your fault. It's no one's fault. Or if you failed, you have to understand that you failed, no, not someone else. And trying to blame it on other people, yeah, it's up to you, but you're just gonna cover the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agree. And that's something that it should be like, as one of my friends is saying, it's something that should be like carved in stone. Yeah, and always you should remember about this. One good thing that you always mention is you are always mentioned that you have a program, that you have a bonding with the client. So as I understand, that you have your own unique way of working with clients, working with people, and how to find
Mhm.
path for them. So with all this amount of people, all these coaches, life coaches, growth coaches, what do you think is distinguishing you from them? I mean, how you gonna differentiate yourself if you will have a chance for it? For example, if we imagine a situation, let's call it like this, make a scenario, yeah, that you need to present yourself as a coach, like with the most nutshell essence of what value you can bring for the client, for a certain person, what will be the main points that you will underline that you are able to provide if the person wants to step in?
Okay, great question. Thank you. Well, I always start with the client in mind. So whenever I'm talking with someone that I see them as a potential client, the first thing that I need to understand is is what is that they actually want, what is their problem, and what are their goals. And I always start from there. And based on their goals and what they want to achieve and where they are right now and where they want to be in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, then uh, I can think about how working together is going to look like, and I can show them how working together is going to look like. Of course, I have steps. Like my program is made of steps that we take together, but each step is personalized depending on your needs, depending on where you are right now, or where you want to be. So I always start with once someone joins my program, after the onboarding process, we always start with writing down their goals, then defining the strategy for reaching their goals, and then we start building their schedule, their daily and weekly schedule. And they seem similar, but with every person is different. I can show you 3 schedules that they look so different because each and every person has different needs. Okay, so the steps are more or less the same, but what we actually do, what we actually work on, could be really different from from person to person, from client to client.
So there is no magic pill.
No, I don't believe in magic pills, actually. I really don't believe. You just need to put in the work. What I actually believe is that you don't need to work 15 hours a day, and it's a video that I'm gonna launch on YouTube this week or next week, in which I actually say, I don't know if you know, Elon Musk at some point said that you need to work 100 hours week, 100-hour weeks. So compared to the guy that is working 40-hour weeks, you're gonna do things 2.5 times faster. And I don't agree that you need to work 100-hour weeks to reach your goals.
Yeah, that's a big statement with Elon Musk.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be it might be a controversial, but I explain why exactly and how you should think about things. It's like your brain needs to rest, and let's be honest. 100-hour weeks means around 14 hours per day of actual work, 7 days a week. In 2 months, you're gonna be burned out completely.
Yeah, I see. Agree. Yeah, actually, I agree with you. I'm also such let's call it a fan of working not long but working correct in the correct tempo, velocity, and all this stuff. So I will wait patiently for this video, and I will be one of the first to watch it. So thank you very much, Cristian. It was very fruitful talk. I learned myself a lot of stuff. Hope people that people that will look on it will watch it again and gain some insightful some tips, some tricks. So it was a pleasure to talking with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so this was the talk AgileSeeker. We are speaking with interesting people about interesting stuff. So please subscribe if you want to see much more of this stuff. We'll definitely come back with another talk with Cristian, maybe in a more longer period. But for now, we're ending it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.